Hi guys, and welcome to episode 2 of season 5 of Inspirations. That's my podcast, and I'm mainly talk about knitting and yarn dyeing. So thank you very much for joining me for this new episode. If you're new around here, welcome. My name is Christelle. I'm a knit dyer. I live in France. And I have a shop on Etsy that I update every Monday afternoon. I'm also sending out a newsletter every Monday afternoon to let you know what's new in the shop and talk about what's up, actually, about, you know, everything I'm doing. And there's a new podcast episode every Monday at 5. And if you are a regular viewer, a returning viewer, well, thank you so much for watching another episode and having this little bit of time with me today. So today is Sunday, September the 25th, and I'm about to update. Tomorrow will be the shop update dedicated to the new Mystery MKAL by Mr. Stephen West. So I'm going to have a lot of kits in the shop tomorrow. So I will send out the newsletter to present all the colors that you will find in the shop. Well, maybe not all, because there is a lot of kits, like 25, I think, different colors, but at least a selection so that you have just, you know, an overview of what's going to be in the shop. So if you're interested, I strongly encourage you to check out the Etsy shop around 5-ish tomorrow, or not, yes, tomorrow for me, but it's Monday today for you. Actually, if you're watching this, it's already in the shop right now, okay? And I have not yet chosen the colors I'm going to use for this big event in the knitting community, but I'm really excited about it. I'm eager to start, and it's always such a joy, you know, to be participating in something that has so many knitters, you know, knitting the same thing, and, you know, being caught in wonder around the same things at the same time. It's truly something so wholesome, and so that I do really love this time of year, and October is actually my favorite month. So I'm really looking forward to that. And I don't have any fiber festivals in October, which means to me it's going to be very busy in the studio, because I have to finish all the advent calendars and I have to prepare for my next fiber show, which is early November in Barcelona. Yes. Very excited about this one. And so a lot of things to look forward in October, and also a lot of, you know, yarn to dye for the shop, because I will still have shop updates. But I will let you know more about the schedule for the shop update in the newsletter and in the next podcast episodes. Okay, so what I wanted to talk to you about today was mainly to have a little chat, show you some new things, and let you know about the fiber festivals. So yeah, the fiber festivals, the 2 fiber festivals went very well. The first one was in Lille, so that's in the it's really very far up north in France, near to the border with Belgium, and it's a beautiful city. If you ever have a chance to pay a visit, it's absolutely gorgeous. There is an old part in the city with very old buildings. The architectural style how to say, reminds me strongly of the Netherlands and Belgium, and it's absolutely gorgeous, and a lot of you know, restaurants, a lot of different restaurants, a lot of different specialties. It's a great city. My husband and I are planning to go back just to, you know, spend some time, not work related, just to enjoy the city. It's so good, it's so beautiful and so good. And so the place was not the same. It's not a regular fiber festival. It's really more happening like it's a place where there is a different event every month. And in September it was all about knitting. It was very interesting because there were only two indie dyers, was me and another one, and the rest of the vendors were either like industrially dyed yarns, or people doing completely something completely different with yarn, like dream catches or things to decorate your home, or art. There was this artist that was doing mixing like different media. She was using yarn and paint and printing and embroidery, and she was doing striking pieces with lots of colors. I really enjoyed this fiber festival because it was something I didn't usually do. It was really eye-opening on a lot of things, and the place was wonderful. And then Laine à l'Est, so that's your regular French fiber festival, because there is a lot in France now, which is absolutely awesome. I think it ticked all the boxes of my dream festival. I mean, it was absolutely awesome. It was great. I mean, the place was wonderful. It was a manor in a beautiful part of the countryside around Dijon, 30 minutes south of Dijon. It's in the east, like in the middle part of France to the east, and was not so far from home, like a four-hour drive, I would say, with heavy traffic around Paris to get out of the Parisian region, and then very easy. And to come back, it was just above 3 hours, so not so far. And the place was incredible. We were able to sleep at the same place, because it's actually somewhere that is used usually for weddings, so there is a lot of accommodations. The place is absolutely gorgeous. If you want to check it out, it's Manoir Équivocal, and it's beautiful. I'm going to put the link in the notes. And everything was absolutely top notch. Like, the organization was very good. There was a lot of different moments, very happy, and how do you say, like, I want to say where people meet. I don't have the word in my head right now, like convivial moments where you could have an apéro, which is very important for French people, having the apéro. I don't know if you're familiar with this like coutume, or it's like, it's almost like a ritual. It's not religious. It's something you do before you eat. Okay, it's before you eat, you drink a glass of something, like your favorite beverage. It doesn't have to be alcohol, but it's often alcoholic. With little things to eat. It can be saucisson, or it can be peanuts, or can be crisps, or like, and you have your drink, and usually wine. There was wine at the festival with little things to eat beside it, and people just get together and have a chat and get to know each other. And it was there was several apéros, which was really cool, and a knit night. So for the apéro it was only the vendors, but for the knit night it was also knitters who were able to stay for dinner. And there was music, there was things planned for the kids to keep them happy and occupied and entertained, and we had beautiful weather, and it was great. It was absolutely perfect. We were all very happy to be there. My kids, my husband, just my teenage daughter was not so happy, but I mean, it's not the best part, when you're like 14, 15, she wasn't so happy to be with mom and dad. But anyway, she came along, and I think in the end she enjoyed it, at least a bit. So in the end, the two festivals were really, really interesting. I think it was such good experiences. I'm very happy I was able to do both. They were both very different from one another, but I was happy to be able to do both. One client at the second one told me that in my podcasts I was the one, like it was something, a feature of my podcast. I was the one who was always telling she was tired. And so when she told me that, it was not, I mean, it was not said like in a mean way, not at all, but it was said like it was something that was really defining of my podcast, like a strong feature. And I was like, okay, maybe I should, my first instinct was like, okay, I should just shut up about that. Maybe I should pipe it down a bit and not talk about that anymore. And then I thought about it, and it's really, I don't know why it stuck with me like this, because I mean, it's not mean, it's not something, it's not negative, it's just an obvious, you know, well, maybe I don't know. Anyway, it stuck with me. And in the end, I decided, no, I just, from the start, I'm wishing this podcast to be as candid as possible. I do not wish it to be something, you know, fake. Okay, it's not fake. So the reality of me, that is me, is a business owner, a solopreneur with 4 kids, okay, and a working husband that is also pursuing a master's degree, okay? So that's my reality. And yes, I'm tired. So, I mean, that's like it, okay? I'm not going to lie to you. I'm tired. I've just been very sick from food poisoning. I didn't even have the energy to put makeup on today, but I really wanted to be there and to show up anyway. Because, I mean, you don't have to, nobody has to be perfect all the time. I just want to, you know, come as I am and with my flaws and my tiredness sometimes. I just wanted to share that with you because it's a way for me to reinforce the fact that, yes, what you see is what you get here. In terms of yarn, but in terms of person as well, okay? Okay, so am I going to show yarn at some point in this podcast? Yes, I am. It's going to happen right now. So what I wanted to share with you guys, first of all, is the September colorway of the Sock Almanac knitted up, caked up, first of all. So that's on the BFL base. I resisted the strong urge to go again with Stellina because I had already chosen Stellina for the last month, and I have a lot of samples knit out of Stellina, so I have to, you know, be reasonable, be the adult here, and pick BFL, which is absolutely a joy to knit with as well, and very pleasurable for the season, so that's perfect. And this is my bit of knitting, so that's the Cozy Autumn Socks by This Handmade Life. I'm really liking it. I think the yarn is a bit busy for the pattern, but I'll go along with it. I mean, I'm enjoying this knit, doesn't matter, but I have to say it's a bit busy. And then, while I'm going to show you another thing I've just finished. So I had this with me on the Fiber Festivals. It's my latest pattern, you know, the one that is going to go out soon, someday, early November, if everything goes according to plan. It's Satisfaction. I think I showed it to you last episode. It was not blocked out, and now I did the blocking, and it's gorgeous. I love how it came out. So I'm very happy about this little detail of the border going all the way around with the short row at the corners. I'm very happy about this little feature. It's nothing much, but really I think it gives personality to the shawl to have this border going all around it. It's very romantic. It's quite easy to knit, guys. I think you might think, maybe you might think it's a bit difficult, but it's not. It's absolutely not. There is one technicality in this, which is the make 9 out of 3 here. But apart from that, for which there will be a video tutorial It's really easy peasy, very easy to memorize, and nothing difficult at all. And you don't even have to care about the increases to give the shoulder shape, because everything is integrated in the pattern, in the stitch pattern of the flower. It's beautiful. And so the last thing I wanted to talk to you about is at l'Aisne à l'Est, so the second festival in the east of France. I was alone with the help of my, my oldest daughter, and she was not really in the mood of helping me this festival. She was feeling very tired because she went back to school it was shortly before, and I think it's been a bit difficult to adapt to a new school because she changed school. She changed from college to lycée, which I think it's like being, I don't wish to say something wrong, but I think it's like being a sophomore in the US, for example. Like, she's going to be 15 in a week, so maybe I'm wrong. Just correct me if I'm wrong, but she has just finished that part of school which is between 11 and 14, so 4 years, and now she's starting the 3 years that's between 15 and 18, and then she's going to have the bac. So it's a new school, new way to, much more autonomy. She's taking the bus there now instead of walking. It's farther away from home. So a lot of adapting to do, and she really wasn't in the mood to help me. So I was alone on at my booth for most of the festival, and I didn't have the chance to do a whole tour of the festival like I like to do usually, which is a pity because the little that I saw of the other vendors, they were great. There is one vendor though, I took the time, I had the opportunity to talk to her and really have a close look at what she does. And it's also because she came to see me and we had the chance to have a long talk. And it's Emily from Crochet Tamaille, and she's all about crochet. She's not about knitting. And crochet is not, it's something I do, but like a bit on the side. It's not my main hobby. I know how to crochet, but I mean, I'm not into crochet as much as I am into knitting. But I should use past tense because she introduced me to, like, I felt like I pushed the door to a new world, guys, okay? By talking with her and seeing what she had to offer, I really felt like that. Exactly when I, first stepped into the knitting community, the online knitting community, like 10 years ago, or 12 years, I've lost count, but you know what I mean. It's the same feeling, guys. I mean, it's like you push the door and you're like, what? You're doing that in here? And that, oh my God! I mean, a whole new world. And I'm completely obsessed, okay? So she had a pattern at her booth. A glorious, beautiful, wonderful shawl, all in crochet, in decay. And it got me obsessed, okay? And because she saw, I was so like, oh, she came by my booth later and she offered me the pattern and told me, I've just noticed that you were really into that pattern, so it would be my pleasure to offer it to you. And I was like, that's so kind. And I went back to her booth and she talked to me about, a magazine that she had. She was a distributor in France for this magazine. And then I saw her tools and I fell down the rabbit hole, guys. I must say, there is another rabbit hole. It's another rabbit hole I fell down. Did you know that? Have you ever heard of that? Murit. Murit? It's Scottish. It's so good. It's absolutely gorgeous, guys. Look at this. It's only crochet, but I mean, it's so beautiful. I just want to show you. There's cooking recipes in there. There's patterns. There's gorgeous models. Look at that. Look at this pattern. It's abs. I can't even. Look at this. So that's the Spring Summer 2022. It's number 2. As soon as I got back home, so I bought this from her. As soon as I got back home, I ordered the first one, which was sold out in print. So I got the digital copy, and I subscribed for the other ones. Okay, this one has just been out. It's September. It's autumn winter 2022. Look at this beauty, guys. Okay, and I mean, look at this. And I know some of you are asking themselves, wait, that is crochet? Yes, yes, guys, that is crochet. Okay, that is absolutely crochet. Just want to show you that. Okay, in this autumn winter issue, I think I want to crochet at least 3 buttons. Look at that. It's like stranded color work in crochet. I didn't even know that existed. Okay, I'm that not. I just have 0 crochet culture. Well, it's going to change. I'm going to show you why in a minute. So, okay, she introduced me to that. She introduced me to furs in teak and ebony. I'm just a sucker for beautiful tools, okay, and I love wood. That's my favorite material for my knitting needles, my crochet hooks, but you don't find a lot of crochet hooks out of woods, beautiful ones. So when I saw those ones, I was completely smitten. So this is my false crochet, and it's a 5mm and size H and size G 6mm, and it's absolutely gorgeous. And I'm using this one actually because when Emily came to me and so kindly gifted me her own pattern, which is named wait for it, a hazy shade of winter, guys, like the Bengals. I mean, what is not to love? Well, I had immediately to cast on, okay, and this is the beginning, and it's so beautiful. So I'm using my yarns. I'm enjoying myself tremendously. It's so good. I mean, with that and her pattern, and I'm learning so much because I was really a beginner in crochet. I knew how to crochet grannies, and I'm you know, just because it's very well written, I'm able to crochet a triangular shawl, which I think is not the most complicated thing to crochet, but still, I'm doing it. Okay, and I was really, I couldn't wait to dye yarn for this, or no, I had to start as soon as I got back, and it's out of DK. You have to, it calls for DK. I didn't have any DK that I loved in the right colors, I'd say, in my yarn, in my stash, but I had those 4. You have to have 4 colors of DK. I had those 4 in my personal stash that I've been wanting to use for a long time. So that's Hebrides, the Hallows, Sous-Bois, and Shortbread. And I've been stashing those, like, I've been having those in my bin for like 1.5 years, I think. And I've tried knitting them for a lot of things, and I didn't, you know, each time I frogged. It was not the right project. This is the right project, guys, because I also had in the same bin 3 balls. Everything was already kicked up, so convenient. 3 balls of this Syrian silk yarn in the Cute Foxy colorway, which is one of my favorite. That's, you know, one thing I'm not so happy about. All the things I'm knitting and crocheting lately are all the same color. It's like I'm always knitting and crocheting Cute Foxy again and again and again and again. That's all I can do. So I'm you know, using the 2 together, and it makes such a gorgeous fabric. It's soft. It's, oh, I mean, it's super soft, super drapey. super warm. I'm really happy. And you have this beautiful, you know, mold effect from the knitting together. So there's this shortbread with Cute Foxy, and then you have Hebrides with Cute Foxy. And I really love all the shades. You can still see all the shades in Hebrides, but it's just toned down just a tad with Cute Foxy. And I'm learning so much. So this is your, I know that crochet terms are different from the US and the UK, so I won't try to tell them to you in the right, I mean, I will tell them in French. So this is some bride. This is like cables, but in crochet. This is like a something that sticks out, like it's the bride en brin arrière. And this is actually a pattern which is called le point de granité. And it, I mean, I'm learning so much. I'm learning so much. So what is really cool with this, going back to this, is that you have in every issue, I don't have it here, but maybe here, you have this little cheat sheet between, you know, UK and US terms, which is really helpful. Because yeah, it's really difficult. Well, I mean, you know that if you're a crocheter, you know that it's quite difficult to know which is which due to this difference. And I think that's it for me, guys. Oh, just I wanted to let you know, the last episode, while I was showing you the pattern for the Cozy Autumn socks, I realized there was another book by Edith Holden, and I didn't have the right one. I don't know if you remember. You have to watch the latest episode 1 of season 5. And so I got the other book. Okay, it's here. The other book is here. I got it. And mighty deception, still not the same. Still not the same. Main difference being it's not handwritten. It's typed, okay? So big disappointment. Big disappointment. Was like, what is that book? What is that book? And I looked at the photo again, and I saw that I misread the page number. And I had actually the right book from the start. Just a different edition, guys. So okay, still I have this other one, which is also very cool, but that I love a bit less because it's typed, but you still have some parts with her lovely handwriting, so yeah, it compensates. But I felt so silly when I realized that. Anyway, I wish you a lovely week. Don't forget to check out the shop update with all the kits for Stephen West. I have still not chosen mine. I might go out of my comfort zone a bit because, just as I mentioned before, I tend to knit always the same colors, like Cute Foxy, Hebrides, shortbread, everything very soft and very, you know, sometimes I like my color very bright and cheerful and neon, and sometimes, like particularly at this time of year, I like something more on the soft, warm side. But I might try and go out of my comfort zone for this one, try something different, because yeah, I think I've reached my limit. I don't want another show with Cute Foxy, that's for sure. Okay guys, so have a lovely week and see you next Monday. Bye.